Good afternoon and welcome to another As the Crow Flies adventure. Today's adventure brings us to the Farbach-Werner Nature Preserve here in Coleraine, Ohio. This will be trail 6 of 34 in my quest to become a master hiker. Today's trail is the Pin Oak Trail. Looks like it's a 45-minute hike, a little bit more than half a mile. Nothing too strenuous, zero elevation that I can remember. Been here quite a few times. This is a nice park. It's referred to as the Island of Nature here alongside busy Coleraine Avenue. So there's a lot of noise pollution from Coleraine Avenue. You can see right over here. And you just have this little pocket of paradise here. And joining me today is going to be my oldest, Jax. You ready to hit the Pin Oak Trail?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. There's a nice little pond here we come across, and if you look on this log here, there's 4 turtles. You see them, bud?
Yeah, and there's one swimming in the water.
And there's one floating in the water. I wonder if those are the Ninja Turtles. At 23 acres, this is probably the smallest park in all the great parks of Hamilton County, but it does pack quite a punch because there is a lot to see here. You got the pond. We already saw a bunch of turtles, the Ninja Turtles. There's also a meadow and just some cool wooded areas too. So neat little place here in Coleraine Township. You can definitely tell we're not far from civilization. You hear sirens in the background. Driving down Coleraine Avenue.
And you can see Home Depot.
Yeah, and if you look over here, you can see Home Depot. That's one thing, without all the coverage on the trees, you feel a lot more exposed. Stopping here, checking this map, you can see where we are. And it looks like there's a little off-road section right over here. I feel like for something to be considered a hike, you at least got to get your shoes dirty. So walking on concrete on a walking path isn't necessarily hiking to me, so that's why we chose to go this way. We're seeing all kinds of wildlife here. Right on that stump, there's a squirrel. He doesn't even care we're here. He's too busy snacking. Is that a cardinal?
Yeah.
It is a cardinal. And then this little guy over here, I have no idea what kind of bird he is. Overall, just a gorgeous day out today. This is definitely the nicest weather we've had since I started doing these hikes. We've had some nice days, but there was usually always something wrong. It was either too windy or raining, but today, not a cloud in the sky, 70 plus degrees, a little taste of spring. Looks like we're coming up on the end of the little off-road path we took. Now we're back on the beaten path. Jack's found a nice little spot right here to take a rest. You want some water, bud? All right, I'll give Jack some water, and I think Dad's gonna have some much needed hydration. Today's hike is brought to you by Taft's Gavel Banger. It's an IPA from Taft's Brewing. Nice little Cincinnati brewery here in town. I love their logo too. William Howard Taft was a rather portly man, and he got stuck in a bathtub in the White House. Or so the rumor goes. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but nonetheless, that's a cool piece of graphic design right there. Alright, let's crack this open. Cheers. This is a nice quiet little spot here to take a breather. There's a lot of people out today. Makes filming tricky. Alright, after a nice little pit stop, we're back on the trail. You can see this section of the trail right here has a bunch of these trees. Seen these before. I believe we saw them on the Wood Duck Trail. It is the Eastern Red Cedar. Jack stumbled upon this tree right here. Look at all these initials that were carved into it. Cakes. As cool as it looks, it's a little disappointing to be defacing nature like this. Not a huge fan of that. You should be ashamed of yourself, Tom. Right here, it looks like we have bamboo trees. Again, small little park. There's just a lot crammed into it here. I mean, how cool is this? It's pretty dense too. Kind of see back there. Very cool. All right, well that's it for the hike at the Pin Oak Trail. I think we're gonna walk around and check out what else is here. Right here is the Ellenwood Nature Barn. This barn was built in 1830 and I believe was original to this property. There's some signage up here that might explain it a little more, so we'll have to check that out. Okay, if you can see from this sign right here, it gives a little backstory into this property. An oasis of green. And over here you see Ada Farbach, Mr. and Mrs. A.J. Werner. Right there you see the barn as it looked back in the day. And there's the house too. It looks like the previous owner, David Williamson, built the house and the barn in the late 1830s. This land changed hands somewhere along the way to Alfred Werner and Elizabeth Page Werner, who donated this green oasis to the Hamilton County Park District. This is even more of an oasis now when you consider how commercialized and built up the area is around this little pocket of nature right here. As you can hear the busy streets of Colerain Avenue just over there. Alright, well that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for joining us on another hike here at the Farbach-Werner Nature Preserve. We'll see you in the next video.